Hey guys, these are some quick tips if you have no idea of how to get into stand-up comedy. These are tips and tricks for you to approach it and hopefully get into the field. My name is Rey Cabato. I am the reigning champion for the Anime Expo Late Comedy Showdown, 2022 champion. And it's one of those things where when it comes to comedy, there's many pitfalls and many things people ask about when it comes to starting out, and I'm hoping that this little mini rant thing will get you on the right track. All right. Now, one of the biggest pitfalls I see when it comes to people starting out stand-up comedy is that they've consumed comedy in forms of stand-up specials. All right. They'll see a comedian go for an hour 40, and when they get into the comedy, they expect that to be able to do an hour. And that's not the case, all right? If you're starting out comedy, if you want to get to an hour, you need to have 1 minute first, all right? Now, the standard amount of time for any starting comedian is that you need to have a 5 minute set, all right? You have a 5 minute set, and there's this thing called the light, all right? The light shows up at minute 4, and that means you have a minute to wrap up what you need to say and get the fuck off stage, all right? Now, people might think that's a small amount of time, but in reality, that's the amount of time for you to get to the point. All right, tell your jokes, get to the point, and deliver. All right, and it's one of those things where, as a comedian starting out, one of the key things you have to do is do your time. Don't go over, and you can go under, but just don't go over. Don't be that jackass. If you establish yourself as someone that runs the light, no one's gonna like you. Hell, I won't like you. All right. So make sure that you have a down pack 5 minutes and that you just do your time. All right. It shows a sign of respect. And if you're able to be funny in that 5 minutes and stay on time, then people respect you even more. All right. And they might think that's a small amount of time, but an analogy that I would think of is think of your favorite streamer, all right? They might go for an hour, 3 hours, 8 hours, but there's people out there that clip their stream to the funny parts, It could be a 5 second clip, it could be a 30 second clip. And when it comes to forming your 5 minutes, you are just trying to get to the good parts, because those clips are the good parts, and your 5 minutes is a series of good parts that you have written to elicit laughter. All right. Another thing that I will say is that your job as a stand-up comedian is to guide an audience to a punchline. Guide them. All right. You don't have to be funny all the time. You just have to be interesting. All right. So guide people to punchlines, and if you're able to elicit laughter on a stand-up comedy stage, that's a sign of respect. All right, especially if it's intentional. If it's unintentional and they're laughing because you're fumbling, that's not the laughter that you want. You want to be able to to go up there and hit the key words for people to elicit laughter. All right. So if you don't know where to start, my advice, and your comedy could be born from wherever you want it to be, but two things I'll say is that, one, your body, your hair, whatever the audience can see, that's a canvas for them to consume information. All right. So a good way to start out a comedy set, and this is by personal preference, is to poke fun at yourself. All right. One of the things I like saying is that I'm painfully aware of what I look like. I know I look like if The Rock gave up fitness. I know I look like if I'm gonna pull out a ukulele and sing Over the Rainbow. And it's one of those things where you could poke fun at yourself, and you could have a different analogy of how you look, and the audience will be able to see you and connect the dots. All right. Another thing I'll say is that if you're trying to form stand-up comedy material, find something that annoys you. Find something that is a deep hatred for these things. And it makes writing something comedic that much easier, all right? Like I said, this is not for all forms of comedy. You could have your own style and whatnot, but for me personally, I find things that annoy me and I just go off. All right, and that's how I approach it. Now, with all that, you do your time. You guide people to punchlines, and above all else, write your own goddamn material. You could be influenced by your favorite comedians, but if you try to steal material, that is the biggest fucking no-no in this goddamn scene. A a material thief is as bad as a pedophile in my book. Like I view them as the lowest of the low. All right. So with that in mind, just write your own shit. For the love of God, write your own fucking shit. All right. In my book, you could write about anything. All I want to see is how you find that angle for your material. All right. And that's about it. Keep these tips in mind, and hopefully we could see some good material from you guys. How I got my start is I got it doing the Otaku Comedy Tournament at Anime Los Angeles 2020. And now that I won AX, I am now gonna be helping produce the Otaku Comedy Tournament, hopefully across the United States. We're in talks with different conventions. All right. So if you're an animator that goes to anime conventions and you want to try stand-up comedy, please try out. Take this advice and like write your own material and bring it. Because if I see someone funny, I want to be able to allow them to flourish. All right. So write material, bring it to the competition. We have it at Anime Los Angeles. We have it at Fanime. We have it at Kawaii Con. There's one in Level Up Expo that we're not involved with, but that's a great competition in itself. And we're hoping to bring it to hopefully Katsucon, SakuraCon, and Anime NYC to start out. Hope maybe there's one at Queen City Anime. I don't know if Lamar's gonna go with it, but yeah, just write material and be funny. And with that in mind, if you have any questions, if you have like, if you want to reach out, you could DM me at RemCreate on Instagram. I also have a Twitter and TikTok, RemCreatePhoto. And yeah, I just want to see more people try this shit out because it's been such a great positive in my life in general. It might not be for everybody, but if you want to try it out and you're curious and you just want to write material, by all means, I welcome people with open arms. All right, because look, I am not here for a cheap laugh. I am here to earn your laugh. All right. So with that in mind, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be talking about other things in comedy moving forward. Hell, I'm gonna try to be a fucking YouTube personality, and that's something I'm dreading, but we're gonna make it work. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.